This one is a little hard because I love a lot of music. So this list will probably change in the future depending on what mood I'm in. But if I analyze all the artists whose music has had the most influence on me, or whose albums I listen to the most, these 5 fit the bill. Shout out to Jessica Green for the video idea. And I've also made a Spotify playlist with more music that you should know. And I'm not talking about radio singles. I'm talking about deep album cuts. First up, John Mayer. I was a little late to the John Mayer train, but I'm fully locked and loaded on that bad boy right now. I started with a Continuum album and went forward, and then more recently went back to the first 2 albums. And I can play each one top to bottom without skipping a song, especially Heavier Things and Continuum. He has a way of paying homage to blues music in an authentic way while keeping it current, and his style of storytelling has definitely influenced some of the songs on my latest record. Brandy, aka B Rocka. One word, vocals. From that one episode of Thea where she sang better than some legends, up until now with Begging and Pleading. The vocals just grow more epic and more epic with each album. The melodies, the lush background vocals, the stacks. Ask any singer of the R&B persuasion who some of their influences are, and I guarantee you most of them will say Brandy. I can play every album from top to bottom, especially Full Moon and Aphrodisiac. Well, everyone except 211. She could have kept that one. Don't get me wrong, the vocals were there, but the songs themselves were trash. She got her cool points back when I saw her in concert this year, but I stand to tick to the pre-2012 catalog. Brandon Heath. He is pretty big in the Christian contemporary world, but not a lot of people outside that know who he is. Which is really a shame because most of his music has universal messages. Songs about love and grief, identity, self-reflection, etc. Brilliant musician, dope lyrics, and just overall feel-good music. I can listen to all 5 of his studio albums from top to bottom without skipping a song. And regardless of your thoughts about God and the church, this guy should be in your regular music rotation. COLDPLAY. I was actually introduced to this group through Brandy. She did a song on the Aphrodisiac album called Should I Go, which samples Clocks from their second album. From there I was hooked. I grabbed the first 2 albums immediately, grabbed the third when it came out the next year, and ever since then I've gotten every album on CD and vinyl. It all comes down to the melodies, man. They just take you to a place of peace and serenity. A friend of mine jokes that Coldplay is one of the most low-key worship bands on the planet. I kinda agree with them because their lyric content is usually pretty positive and their melodies are heavenly. And last but certainly not least, the king, Michael Jackson. Say what you want about his skin or his wacky behavior, whether or not his kids came from his loins. People all over the world have been touched not only by his music, but by his philanthropy. His music has literally saved lives. Me personally, listening to Stranger in Moscow has definitely kept me from choking some people out. There was a mastery in his music that is still untouched to this day. No one could do it like MJ and no one ever will. From the Got to Be There album from the 70s, all the way until Invincible. Because real MJ fans do not acknowledge those last 2 albums that Sony just threw out there. And to whoever painted this, slap yourself. I have a few honorable mentions like Brendan James and India Arie, Chris Cornell, Emily King. But I'll pause it there for now because I could be here literally all day naming artists that you should know about. The link for the Spotify playlist is in the description box below. You're welcome. If you have some dope artists that I should check out, leave them in the comments below and let's dialogue. Can't count on radio for good music these days. And just for fun, if you want to debate me on who's better, Backstreet Boys or NSYNC, jump in the comments below. But don't get upset when I win.